Kim Kardashian may have just bought her daughter a role in Hollywood. Beyonce gets her daughter a role in a Hollywood movie, and then Kim gets her daughter a role in a Hollywood concert for the same movie. This might be the beginning of the Celebrity Nepo Baby Olympics, and we need to talk about it.
Having the face of the original Kardashian
definitely paid off Hollywood.
Nepotism.
So before we get into the juicy details, for anyone unfamiliar with nepotism and what it means, nepotism is the practice among those with power or influence of favoring relatives or friends, especially by giving them jobs. And the term nepo baby is short for nepotism baby, which refers to celebrities or celebrity children whose parents are also famous or successful, usually in the entertainment industry. Now let's get into the tea. So this drama all started about a month ago on April 29th when it was officially announced that Blue Ivy Carter, 12-year-old daughter of Beyonce and Jay-Z, will be joining her mom in the voice cast of Disney's new Lion King prequel, Mufasa: The Lion King. Blue will be voicing Kiara, daughter of King Simba and Queen Nala, who will be voiced by her mother, aka Queen Bee. Now this to me sounds very poetic. I mean, King Simba and Queen Nala's daughter, played by Blue Ivy, Beyonce and Jay-Z's daughter. It's very fitting. And this is not the first time Blue has been seen sharing the spotlight with her iconic mother. She spent 5 months touring the world, even dancing on stage with Beyonce during her Renaissance tour this past summer. She also wowed everyone with her stunning appearance at the Grammys back in February, and everywhere she goes, she seems to attract positive attention, whether it's for her fashion, style, personality, or even just her performances alongside Beyonce. And she's even been given the title Greatest Nepo Baby of All Time, which is a unique title to get, but I mean, it's quite an honor. Out of all the Nepo babies in the world. So overall, it seems like people have a hard time throwing any shade to Blue Ivy or the Carter family as a whole. They're obviously highly respected and her parents have been in the industry for so many years. Clearly they have a history of strong work ethic that has brought them to the level of fame and success that they're at today, which in this case makes the conversation of nepotism kind of difficult to focus on, or maybe just slightly less relevant. In this case. I also came across this open letter to Blue from her grandfather, Matthew Knowles, who managed Destiny's Child. He wrote, "Whether it's in music, art, science, business, or any other field, I hope that you have the courage to pursue it wholeheartedly. You have already shown the world you are a force to be reckoned with, and I have no doubt that one day you will continue to astound us all." So obviously Blue is highly regarded and supported and will most likely succeed in whichever path she decides to follow. Speaking of being highly respected and regarded and being the greatest Nepo baby of all time, or maybe on the opposite side of that, we have the Kardashians. Further, the Kardashian West. Like I said at the beginning of the video, just to add a little bit more context, on April 29th, it was announced that Blue Ivy will be joining the voice cast of the new Lion King movie coming later this year. And then just 9 days after that, Disney announced that North West, 10-year-old daughter of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West, would be performing as young Simba in Disney's 30th anniversary concert for The Lion King, set to take place just a few weeks later on May 24th. So Beyonce gets her daughter a role in a Hollywood movie, and then Kim gets her daughter a role in a Hollywood concert for the same movie. And this is where the whole Nepo Baby Olympics begin. That day has now passed, so just a few days ago, maybe a week ago at this point, North West made what could be considered her acting debut at the Hollywood Bowl. She performed a live rendition of I Just Can't Wait to Be King, and for what it looks like online, her entire performance was only 2 or 3 minutes long. The internet, of course, had a slew of mixed opinions on this, and this is where the nepotism debate really comes in.
It has Kim Kardashian and Kanye West written all over it. If they got any other kid who genuinely can sing and is a professional, it would have sounded 20 times better. It had to be North West because Kim and Kanye definitely paid off Hollywood to make sure that North was on that stage. People are genuinely upset because it's taking away from people that can actually do it and that have worked their asses off.
Many people online claimed that North wasn't qualified to perform in this role on such a big stage. Others believe she was handed this role only because of who her parents are, in a classic case of nepotism, and that she was essentially taking the role away from other people who may have been more qualified and or deserving of such a role, and also may not have had the money or connections to buy their way in. One comment that gained a lot of traction said, "I'm sorry, but casting North West as Simba when there are hundreds of properly trained theater kids with voice coaches, dance skills, and experience was a horrible choice, and that they let Kim pay to ruin their show." Another person kind of summed up their whole opinion in one tweet, which seems to be a very popular opinion on the situation. It says, "Everyone is saying not to be too harsh on her, and that's fair, but let's be very real. There are plenty of talented and hardworking 10-year-olds who deserve this far more than North West, who looks like she didn't even attend rehearsals. Nepotism is a mockery to hardworking people." So, there's no hard proof online that North only got this job because of her family connections. But according to an inside source who spoke to the Daily Mail, quote, "The Kardashian family's close connection to the producers of the event played a large part in North's appearance," end quote. Now that's a big claim that doesn't necessarily hold much merit because we don't know who this inside source is and where this is coming from. But this next part especially is kind of a big deal. The source also revealed, quote, "The Lion King at the Hollywood Bowl and the Kardashians are produced by the same production company, Fullwell 73 Productions." I mean, are we surprised though? Additionally, Gabe Turner, who's a partner in Fullwell, is also the creative showrunner for The Lion King. So, I mean, do with that what you will. And finally, to top it all off, the source continued by saying this was a shoe-in for North, and she was told that if she can carry a note, the gig is hers. Now, another important detail we got from this insider is that, quote, "North's ability to make headlines for her performances was a key factor behind the decision to cast her for the role," end quote. Again, a lot of this is coming from an inside source, but I mean, it adds up and checks out, you know? So obviously, if this is true, they were hoping to make headlines with the story and gain publicity, which they successfully did. And obviously, the goal is to get as many eyes as possible on this event, especially because this 30th anniversary concert also served as a way of promoting Disney's new movie, Mufasa the Lion King, which is set to release in December. So what a better way to promote your new movie than to cast North West, who they know has a strong ability to make headlines and gain publicity for this event. Because here's the thing, let's say they cast some other theater kid who may be incredibly talented and have years of experience over North.
Oh, I just can't wait to be king. Oh, I just can't wait to be king.
But has less of a name for themselves. That doesn't guarantee attention and clicks. And of course, we can assume that is the main goal here. Now, another insider stated that the family planned to feature the moment in an upcoming episode of their reality show, seemingly making the performance a win for everyone involved. Again, not sure why anyone would be surprised by that piece of information. But regardless of which side you tend to lean towards in this whole situation, here are a few key points to consider. First of all, North is only 10 years old. And I was actually surprised at the amount of comments that I saw. They were talking about how ridiculous she looked in her costume, complete mockery of how she looked. Even comments on her hair and makeup and her just appearance overall.
Being untalented and having the face of the original Kardashians, the real face, and the chin of her father.
Which, like, can we chill on that? Like, this is literally a 10-year-old girl we're talking about here. Like, since when is it okay to drag a literal child like that? What are we doing? Regardless of whose 10-year-old daughter this is. And to the point of there being far more talented 10-year-olds out there, I think most people would probably agree with that. I mean, there's obviously tons of talented kids that devote their lives to theater and performing.
No one said do this. No one saying be there. No one saying stop that. No one saying see here.
Compared to North, but it's also very subjective. North is also not the first preteen to get cast in her role because of her parents' connection. This has literally been happening for decades. A good example of this is Miley Cyrus, who was only 12 when she co-starred with her dad, Billy Ray Cyrus, in Hannah Montana, starting in 2006. Even Whitney Houston, who admitted to being a child of nepotism back in 1998.
You come from a famous family too.
Yeah.
Your mom, Sissy Houston, great gospel singer. Dionne Warwick, your cousin.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, did that help your career?
Yes, it did. It's, you know, as my cousin and my mother would put it, will help you get in the door, but when you're in there, you're on your own. To have that legendary background, it's very, you know, becoming. But once you get in there, you got to prove yourself to be as good or better, you know, so. You know, it's not all that easy. Nepotism is not all that easy.
So whether you like how she performs or not, she really does seem to enjoy performing and seems to really look up to her parents and the work they do, especially Kanye. Based on her recent announcement of working on her first album,
It's Northy, and I've been working on an album, Elementary School Dropout.
named after Kanye's original debut album, The College Dropout, and then featuring in the song Talking on Kanye's Vulture album.
It's your bestie, Miss West.
And by the way, that track made North one of the youngest artists ever to chart on the Billboard Hot 100, debuting at number 30 in February this year. So I feel like she's kind of starting a little career for herself, if you can call it that, or at least slowly revealing her passion for performing and singing. And I mean, maybe after 2 or 3 of these performances, maybe North will realize that she doesn't want to be a performer. Maybe she won't. Maybe she'll dive fully into it and become the next megastar. That is totally up to her to decide, and her parents, obviously. And that's also the luxury she has as a child of 2 megastars. It's not her fault. That's just the situation she was born into as a Nepo baby. I would love to know what you guys think, so definitely leave a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!